Oh, Marquez thought about riding around the outside of Rossi at turn 12. Brave in the extreme, that would have been. He rides around the outside of him at turn 13 instead. He absolutely mugs Rossi on the outside. Rossi looks really close.
Oh, Marquez has gone.
Rossi was.
And what about this last row, Matt?
Brock Parks. And yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. It's Valentino Rossi in 26th place. Although we saw Rossi getting instructions from the officials that Cal Crutchlow will be starting next to him.
.489 miles. The talking has stopped. The championship will now be decided out on the track.
And it's a dream start by Jorge Lorenzo from pole position. Look at Valentino Rossi streaming up the inside down into the first corner. It's going to be 99 Lorenzo though that leads the way from Danny Pedrosa, who's come through from the second row of the grid. There's Rossi trying to find his way back through the field. He's already up the inside of a few riders. Rossi now up the inside of Loris Baz at turn number 2. Lorenzo though leads the way. Rossi siding his way through the field.
Wow. Right-handers. There is a Valentino Rossi. Right behind, right in front of him is Yoni Hernandez.
Lorenzo leads over the line at the end of the first lap. Valentino Rossi then down in 15th place. He's about to move up the inside of Nicky Hayden, the 2006 world champion. Hayden will run out a little bit wide. Rossi can't find a way through on that powerful Pramac Ducati. Rossi will finally make it stick up the inside of Hayden down into the Mick corner. This is where the championship was decided between the two of those back in 2006.
Oh, it's pretty hectic there for Valentino Rossi trying to carve his way back through the field. There he is, 46. He lost the championship here 9 years ago. The front.
Rossi having real difficulty finding a way through on number 68, Yoni Hernandez. No way through there as they run down on the brakes. There is no Rossi, brilliantly late on the brakes. He's finally past the South American, now up into 14th place. Whoa. And he's up the inside of Bautista as well. Super aggressive from Rossi. He's on the charge.
Rossi on the charge up the inside of Alvaro Bautista.
Set the fastest lap at 1:31.416. Rossi in the slipstream of Stefan Bram's Aprilia. Rossi picks up one more place down into the brakes at the first corner. Valentino Rossi now up into 11th place. He's on the fringe of the top 10. Next in sight is Michele Pirro.
He is a man on a...
Down in 11th place, but he's over 5 seconds back of lead. This is where he picked up Hernandez on the last lap. He's up the inside of another Ducati on this lap. He dispenses with Michele Pirro at turn number 8. This is where Rossi went down in qualifying yesterday. Rossi then inside the top 10 for the first time.
Now two Hondas.
Iannoni's down.
Andre Iannoni has crashed out. And that means that's another place for Valentino Rossi. Iannoni has crashed out of the race. Danilo Petrucci. And as Rossi got past Bradley Smith, listen to the crowd. You know he has.
Yeah, Rossi's been brilliant on the brakes going down into that turn number 8. He picked
another epic MotoGP battle in front of 110,000 people here in Valencia. Listen to the crowd. Rossi through on Petrucci, who runs it wide. Smith goes through as well.
Yeah, it didn't look like he had to work too hard, did it, for that move on Danilo Petrucci. Petrucci had a good long look over his shoulder. Rossi then through into...
Ride with him. This is where he likes it. He's up the inside. Listen to the crowd. Valentino Rossi has passed. They touch. Him and Pol Espargaro touch elbows. But Rossi has made his way through.
Well, he had to be aggressive coming from the back of the grid. That's exactly what he has been.
Across the line, Marquez has pulled back another tenth of a second on Jorge Lorenzo at the front. There's Dovizioso, there is Alessio Spargo, and Valentino Rossi is through this time. And the crowd go wild, and this time he has made it stick, coming out of turn 5 up towards 6.
Brilliant move by Rossi on the brakes underneath Andrea Dovizioso, one of the hardest men to pass in this MotoGP field. He's got the grunt of that Ducati coming out of turn 6 and turns number 14. He's a great late breaker, is Andrea Dovizioso. Not late enough though to hold off Valentino Rossi. The crowd go absolutely crazy in the background. Rossi then inside.
Rossi will cross the line any moment now. Valentino Rossi now just has to hope that the Hondas can catch the man. Pol Espargaro, Andrea Dovizioso to Pol Espargaro in front of Dovizioso.
Marquez, here is Rossi. up through turn number 2. Espargaro is leading the train behind Rossi.
Marquez will wait for Valentino Rossi to arrive. This is a lonely old sad ride at the moment after a brilliant race by Valentino Rossi.
Yeah, Dani Pedrosa on that lap number 23. Yetes is on the 3/10. The gap between Marquez and Pedrosa, it's come down yet again. So this is now a three-way fight for the victory. What a second half to the race for Dani Pedrosa. You can hear a pin drop here in Valencia. There's 111,000 fans here.
It is amazing. This is motorsport at its very, very best.
Dani Pedrosa's taken second place from Marc Marquez. Marc Marquez tries to fight back. Lorenzo out a little bit wide. Marquez back up the inside of Dani Pedrosa. The two Repsol Honda men fighting. This is music to... He's held off those two Hondas so far through turn number 2. It's Lorenzo with
the chip trophy.